Consoles used to get cheaper. Libraries used to sit on a shelf. Sony just put a date on the next version of PlayStation, January 2028, when new physical game discs stop. But that is not the whole story. Today we are ranking the 10 Sony moves that made your PS5 library feel less like property and more like permission. Number 10. PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita. Sony says those stores close in July 2027. After that, you cannot buy new games, add-ons, or other content on those devices. Existing downloads stay available for the foreseeable future, which is doing a lot of work. The cost is simple. Old hardware keeps working, but the shop inside it gets boarded up. Number 9. PlayStation Plus. In September 2023, Sony raised the 12-month US prices to $79.99 for Essential, $134.99 for Extra, and $159.99 for Premium. Online play is the lever here. If the game you bought needs multiplayer, the disc is not the whole bill. The box gets you in the door. The subscription keeps the door open. Number 8. PS5 Digital Edition. Sony's smaller 2023 PS5 put the digital edition at $449.99 in the US, while the model with the Ultra HD Blu-ray drive was $499.99. That $50 gap looks clean until you want used games later. Then the missing drive decides where you shop, what you can resell, and whether a cheap disc deal matters at all. Number 7. Disc drive for PS5. Sony sells the add-on drive for $79.99 in the US. That means the $449.99 digital edition plus the drive becomes $529.98 before tax, more than the $499.99 disc model. Nice trick. The drive saves your physical option, but only after you pay extra to recover the feature you skipped. Number 6. PS5 Disc Drive Pairing. Sony's setup page says an internet connection is required to pair the disc drive and PS5 console during setup. That is the strange part. Even the physical drive has a digital handshake. It does not mean your discs vanish tomorrow. It means the supposedly offline part of the machine still asks Sony for permission once. Number 5. PS5 Pro. Sony launched it on November 7th, 2024 at $699.99 in the US, with a 2 TB SSD and no built-in disk drive. If you wanted discs, you bought the separate drive. So the most expensive PlayStation console in the PS5 family also made physical ownership optional hardware. Premium used to mean everything included. Here, it meant another choice to pay for. Number 4. PlayStation Store refunds. Sony's US policy gives you 14 days to cancel a game or add-on purchase, but only if you have not started downloading or streaming it. Start the download, and the refund is gone unless the product is faulty. That is not how a used disc works. A digital mistake can become final before you even see the title screen. Number 3. PlayStation Stars. Sony stopped accepting new members on May 21st, 2025, stopped new earning after July 23rd, 2025, and says the program fully ends on November 2nd, 2026. Loyalty points sound tiny until you remember they were tied to real purchases. The lesson is colder than the reward. A digital program can be launched, changed, and closed on Sony's calendar. Number 2. Destruction All-Stars. Sony says the game and its virtual currency were removed from sale on May 26th, 2026, and all server support shuts down on November 25th, 2026. Multiplayer is already unavailable because of technical issues. This is the live service clause in real life. When the servers go, the thing you paid for becomes whatever scraps still run offline. Number 1. PlayStation Physical Discs. Sony announced on July 1st, 2026 that physical disc production for all new PlayStation games will be discontinued starting January 2028. Circana data explains why Sony thinks it can do this. Only 7 PlayStation games had sold over 100,000 physical copies in the US year-to-date. Players yelled. Sony counted. And the count won. That is the PlayStation trade now. More convenience, fewer exits. If one of these got you, put the number in the comments. Signal tomorrow covers the games, the hardware, and the business behind both. I'm Andrew. I'll see you in the next one.